Hey folks, Mark here, RC Aviation and Crawling, with my very new co-pilot buddy, little dog. Alright, so here we're looking at my V950, my second one, pardon me, second one. Now, I had an idea today. I wanted to do snow ops, because we've got some nice snow. We got about 3 inches of fine powder snow. So I wanted to see if I could make some skis for this helicopter. Alright, so what I did is, first thing I did is I went out and took the helicopter stock just with the regular skids, and I, as carefully as I could, just set it as gently as possible down on the snow. And two things happened. One, it sunk down until 2/3 of the skids were below the snow. The second thing is that the tail sunk down way lower than the front. So it's sitting at a really weird angle in the snow, way too low. No way would I or anyone with any sense attempt to take off and or land on that. So I thought, well, okay, let's see if I can. I want to see if I can make some. Like on airplanes, you have skis, right? But since a helicopter takes off and lands vertically, well, you don't need the upturned front, and you don't have to be able to slide on the skis. You simply need, like skis, the support that will allow, like an airplane. You know, if an airplane is parked on snow and it's got skis, well, the skis not only allow it to take off and land on snow, but also support the airplane when it's sitting on snow so it doesn't sink down. So that's my idea with this here. All I need is something that will support the helicopter in powder snow so it doesn't sink down. Now, after I learned that the tail was heavier, that the tail sunk deeper into the snow, the aft part of the skids sank deeper into the snow than did the front part of the skids, and the tail went down so that it was in the snow at a tail down attitude. And my reasoning was that everything behind everything from the tail, the center of gravity is the main rotor shaft here, so everything from the main rotor shaft back is tail weight basically. And there's a brushed motor in the tail here, which is heavy-ish, and you got the prop and you got everything back there. So so what I said to myself was, well, let's make something where the rear of the skid, when the helicopter is on the snow, make it so that the rear of the skid. Here's what I decided to do. I decided to make a skid skis, like I said, and then I decided to make the rear of the skid ski wider than the front because there's more weight towards the aft part of the helicopter. So make it wider for more support on the aft skid, because the rear skid wants to sink down deeper. So give it more support on the snow by making it wider, and the front could be narrower. And so you're looking at the skid skis right now, but they're really low key. You'd never know they were there. So that's the first thing, was explaining the whole idea and what I've done so far. So we're going to come in closer, and you'll be able to see the skid skis pretty soon. You're starting to see the outline of it now, of the right hand one now. Okay, you see that? Okay, so this is a piece of clear plastic. It's fairly rigid, but not entirely. It's somewhat flexible. You can see the shine off of it there, see? Clear plastic, rigid, but also somewhat flexible. Okay, and I've got one on each side, and it's wider in the rear because there's no more weight towards on the tail end of the skids than on the front, and narrow on the front. In fact, it doesn't even go all the way up to the front because it doesn't need to. So that's the idea. Now we've got a shadow here. Gotta make it so you can see. Let's turn it like this. Okay, can you see? It's hard to see because they're clear, but you can see both skids. Where's my finger? Okay, that one's got its ski on it, and there's the other one on the right. Yeah, so that was the first thing to do. There you can see it pretty clearly there. You can see it pretty clearly there. So that was the first thing to do. I wanted it to blend in, kind of, to look what I wanted it to kind of be invisible, yet highly functional. So you could fly around, focusing. So you could fly around with the skid skis on there without snow, and like it looks now, you wouldn't even know they're there. Yet when you want to land or take off on snow, you'll get the function, right? You get the function of them without the appearance of them being present. Okay, so that's the first thing. Explain all that. Now we're going to do a ground test. So I'm going to pick up the helicopter and open the door over here. First I'm going to come over here. I got the lights down low because my new dog, Buddy, is in his bed. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to open this door. We're also going to turn on the light. So we're going to set this in the 3 inches of powder, fine powder snow, and see whether or not, you see him? See that? Yeah, we'll see whether or not these skis will support the helicopter, and if they do, will they support the helicopter level, or will she still be tail heavy? I'll close the door, keep my dog Buddy dry. Okay, get into focus. There we go. Alright, here we go. This is a big test, so there's the skis. Alright, so since this is close to the light from my house, we'll come in right here. We're going to be able to see real good. Isn't that cool the way it's sparkling? Sparkling, look at that. Alright, well, let's see if she sinks down and how much. So there's, you can see the clear skid ski closest to me. You can see that right there in the shot. You can see the left skid. You can see both the skid skis. The rear part of the dead center screen is the skid ski on the left skid. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. All right, I want to pick a level place here to set it down, which is going to be about here. Because that was the other thing. When you set it down, the skids one side ready. So let's see what happens with the skids. Do they fall or do they not? Let's see, this is right here. Ready? Oh my gosh, folks. Perfect. Now, the first thing I'm noticing is what I was really hoping for. You see how the helicopter is sitting in the snow? Level. Yeah, the aft part of the skid is not sitting lower than the front part of the skid. The skids are sitting level. The tail, vertical stabilizer slash tail skid is just touching the snow barely, which is perfect. And we've got plenty of clearance on our tail rotor. Plenty, which I got painted orange on the tips to match the orange on the tips of the rotors to come stock, and the orange on the gears. Oh, that's fantastic. So now, see, now you can see that back here where the skid ski is wider because of all that tail weight, well, it's working perfectly so that the aft part of the skid here and the front part of the skid, forward part of the skid, they're both level. They're both level. Look at that. Look at that, folks. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I think it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Now, see up here, I don't have hardly any skid. See, the skid ends here. About there. And then the rest of this doesn't have any skid, and it doesn't need it. See? You can see where it goes from. The skid goes from fingers. Skid goes from there to there. See? So the forward part, there's no skid ski. It goes from the front of, goes from right here back to there. Okay, so let's see how it looks from the front. Oh, folks, this is exciting. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to do a night flight and my first snow ops takeoff and landing at the same time. One, then the other. But, folks, look at those skid skis. See that little elongated shape you can even see right there? See, the front is narrower than the rear. Oh, my gosh. She's sitting level as far as left to right. Oh, my gosh. It's exciting. You know, I can see this every day. Huh? I don't know that I've seen anybody make skid skis. So we'll find out. Oh, that's outstanding. That's outstanding, folks. Oh, I'm excited. I'll take a look from the back. Just for the fun of it. Wow, folks. Full on snow ops. Here we go. All right. Okay, then. I'm excited about this. Alright, thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. Everything. I keep moving around, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm looking for that nice closing shot that really shows the skid skis, but they're almost invisible, and that's what we want. Yeah, we want them to be virtually invisible. I think the best shot might be like this, where we see she's sitting on the snow level. Does that sound reasonable? All right, folks. Tomorrow we're going to do the full flight test with this setup, where we will not only set the helicopter down on the snow like we did here, we'll also spool off, take off, fly, and land. Because right now I'm 100% convinced that these skids skid skis are going to work perfectly. Snow ops, folks. Snow ops. Bush flying in the snow. I don't have to have a landing pad. Signing off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.